This is The Litter Box, a Detroit Lions podcast with your hosts, Chet West and Bill Patterson.
To the Detroit Lions Litter Box. Thank you all for listening. I'm one of your co-hosts, Billy P., with my co-host, Chet West, and we've got new Lions, Leos, ready to grace the field in their beautiful Honolulu blue and silver. Chet, what say you about our draft?
Well, Bill, we got 7 of them here that we got to pick over. And I'm going to say if there was ever a meat and potatoes draft, this was it. We satisfied need. I don't think they went with the best player available theory, but they definitely satisfied need. I'm going to ask you this right off the bat. Their number 1 pick was Blake Miller out of Clemson. Does he satisfy the need on the offensive line?
Yes, 100%. You got a right tackle.
Which means Panay goes to the left. That's a given now, right?
Well, that was always kind of the shtick with Panay Sewell, was that you were getting a left tackle, which he played his rookie year and all through college, at a bargain rate, I guess, when you
How much left tackle did he play his rookie year?
8 games.
Play a lot? 8 games? Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I don't remember that.
So now you've got Blake Miller, and here's what I like about Blake Miller. He's 6'6". He's 317 pounds. He started all 54 games at Clemson, which means Chet.
Yeah.
He walked onto their campus.
He missed 2 practices his whole career there.
Yeah, because he had wrist surgery.
This guy fits the grinder mentality. Right?
Yeah, so I think he's a Dan Campbell guy, MCDC, whatever have you. I think his ceiling is low.
Okay.
I think his floor is high. How does that sound?
I like that. That's probably adequate. I'm a little bit of what this does is I'm kind of excited to see Panay at left tackle now. This will be interesting to see how he does there. But yeah, Blake Miller was my pick. He was the guy I wanted him to take over everybody else. I was hoping they would take him, and they did. It just seems to have the right fit for this team. Now, is Derek Moore the edge guy in the round 2 that you were looking for?
Chet.
Traded up to take him.
Chet, I'm just happy that they drafted an edge before the run happened on edges, which did happen right after they drafted Derek Moore.
Sure.
And is he the guy? Chet, none of us know. However, I do have to say that Derek Moore and then the 4th round pick, Jimmy Rolder, were both in Allen Park often. Yeah. Meaning that the Lions did their due diligence. So let's just believe in Brad Holmes. And here's what I'm going to say. Little trivia for you.
Okay.
Since 2021, team has drafted the most Pro Bowlers.
The Detroit Lions.
And how many is that?
9.
7.
7. Okay.
So we got to trust Brad. Let Brad cook.
You know, you've kind of been bashing Brad for his drafts, and I'm going to get to this point. You've skewered him slightly for leaving the cupboard bare beyond the starting 11 on each side. We don't have that 25 to 45 guy, right? I think is what your complaint has been. Kind of the meat in the sandwich, so to speak.
No, that would be the lettuce,
tomato, onion. Yeah.
Pickles.
The meat is the starters. Lettuce, tomato, onions. He hasn't had the lettuce, tomato, onions. I feel like this draft satisfies that a little bit. We got a lot of lettuce, tomatoes, and onions out of this draft. Because the guys we're going to talk about for the next 5 picks, they're lettuce, tomatoes, and onions, really.
So let's talk a little bit about Derek Moore. He's 6'4", 255. Yep. And Chet, he was
high motor pass rusher.
He was really, really good in an defense that may not have utilized him as best they could have. I think it is a Michigan State grad.
Michigan had the 26th ranked pass rush. So he's a part of that. That's nothing to sneeze at. It's not top 10, Nothing to sneeze at.
And
I
then-
like him for the role he will play. If he was your number one defensive end or edge rush, I would have a problem with that. Like if we had nobody and we took it, I'd be like, come on.
Chet,
Yes.
guess what? That's a luxury that the
I know.
Lions don't even have to worry
I
about.
know.
And then Jimmy Rolder is a really interesting pick, Chet. He is 6'2", 238, and he is a old school rock'em sock'em, stay at home or off the ball linebacker.
They say he's the intelligent one in this one. He's a really smart high football IQ guy.
So, Chet, there was some other news today with the Lions and the fact that guess who was extended from the magical draft class? That was
I saw Gibbs got an extension.
And guess who didn't get extended?
Mr. Campbell apparently was too expensive to extend.
Well, because the NFL lumps all linebackers, whether you're off ball or an edge, into one category. And at $24 million plus, that's way too much to pay for Jack Campbell. I just think let's keep an eye on one Mr. Jimmy Rolder.
You think Jimmy Rolder is going to actually play a role in the starting defense? Is he your will linebacker?
I am very, very disappointed in Derek Barnes as a pro thus far.
You're well documented on that.
And well, are you more impressed than I am?
I'm okay with him. He has good games and he has games where he just disappears.
Well,
but he does have some standout games on his tape.
I need to rewatch that tape because I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
He's had a couple.
My point is that I feel like this is a really, really smart pick from somebody that they're close to, that they brought in.
Okay. Rolder's a smart pick. Okay.
Yeah. So thus far, I'm giving Brad and company an A in the draft. Okay?
I think he's a special teams guy and he's going to play at the linebacker position about as much as we see Manny out there at most. I think that's what we're getting. Yep.
Okay.
I think that's about it. I don't think he's going to fill Anzalone's shoes or anything like that.
All right. Coney Dog bet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is Derek Barnes' replacement. Period.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see.
And I think he could also be Alex Anzalone's replacement.
Okay. So Rolder was our round 4 pick. Took him number 118 overall. Our round 5 pick is actually the guy that gets me excited. This guy was supposed to be somewhat of a steal as a round 5. High value. Keith Abney II. Don't call me junior. Cornerback out of Arizona State. He was considered a huge value pick, a steal with the 96 spot discrepancy between his ranking and his draft position. What they say he'll compete for an immediate role in kind of the sub packages. So he's going to be coming on in specialized situations, whatnot, as a defensive back. Could be in there. With the clip that our corners get injured, we could see Keith Abney out there a lot. By game 3 or 2, the way the past history for our corners is gone. I like that they took a corner with this. I feel like you can never have enough corners. If he ends up being a skilled guy, we could have a sweet deal here with Keith Abney.
Absolutely love the pick. He is a nickel guy ready to go. The reason he dropped is because he's 5'10". If he were 6 feet, he would have been gobbled up by other teams much earlier.
So we move 11 picks, okay? And we got a Kendrick Law, wide receiver out of Kentucky, round 5, pick 168, 11 picks later. This guy's a special teamer, right? Kind of like a Khalif Raymond fill-in, speed.
Hate this pick.
You hate this pick?
Hate this pick.
Why do we hate this pick? How do we hate a 5th round pick? I mean,
because of what you did to obtain him. And unless he becomes...
Here we are. Okay.
An absolute... This is a Brad Holmes special. He always does something to like...
So this will be the guy that disappoints you this year because he's not going to do a thing, but yet we traded it up to get into this spot and we're going to get nothing for it. Okay.
Yes. And he's undersized.
Yep. He is. He's 5'10", 5'11", 200 pounds.
Chet, he could be great. I don't get the wheeling and dealing at times. It just doesn't make sense to me. But when we're through with my negativity, let's move on to what I thought Brad did really well.
What did he do?
The 6th round.
Yeah.
Skylar Gill-Howard at defensive tackle.
Yep.
He's a little bit
SGH.
If not a lot undersized. He's 6'1" at 280 as a defensive tackle. But you know what, Chet? Do you know what the one thing he does? He gets after the quarterback.
Yep.
And you know what, Chet? I'll take it all day long. If he can make it out of camp and make the roster, welcome to the Honolulu Blue and Silver SGH.
You know, this is a guy that played at Northern Illinois and then transferred to Texas Tech. I don't know what you're going to see from him. I'm not as excited about him as you are. I don't know that this guy's going to provide much on the defensive line for us. And we got some guys there already, right? Like we got Tyleek last year. We got Aleem. I'm not too worried about our D tackle spot, but you could always use some depth. Maybe he provides some depth, but I'm not going to expect him to even show up in year one, to be honest with you. We'll see.
Chet?
Yes.
I just said if he even makes the roster.
Okay. That's a good qualifier for all the excitement you brought coming into that 6th pick. What about the last one, 7?
So, Chet, this one I'm actually pretty fired up about.
All right.
And here's why. We drafted a backup edge, and I believe the name is Tyree
West, no relation.
6'3". Oh, it's not your cousin?
No relation.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Oh, man, that would have been way cooler if it had been.
0 relation.
6'3", 290. Basically, the rap on him is he just doesn't play every down. Hence, he's a 7th round pick. If he can come off the edge and explode and do what he should do once he's paid to do it, either, I guess, now in the NIL era, Chet. Sure.
Paid
more
to do
or maybe less to do it. Let's see. But a lot of people I follow in the NFL thought this was the steal of the Lions.
Really?
Yeah, they thought
6'2", 283 pounds. He can play inside. He can play outside.
It's so funny because my thing on ESPN.com says 6'3", 290.
It's who knows? These things float around. He probably could be 6'3", 290 by now. Maybe he ate a lot after the draft. I don't know.
Chet, he's 6.5 feet, 255. And just had a vest on.
That could very well be the case.
Yeah.
So how are you overall on this batch of picks here? Where are you thinking? Like, does this have potential to be a surprisingly good draft? I think it's like a very medium. I'm very average on it, Bill. I'm not that excited. I think 5 of these guys we may not even see, to be honest.
Chet, that's what happens when you become what we'd like to think is a good team. And I think they addressed needs in a good way. And here's what I would like to do.
The top 2 picks did enough for me to make me happy. Put it that way.
I think the top 4 picks were great.
Okay.
Everything else is just
icing on the cake, as they say.
So here we go, Chet. Going forward to this year, if we go around the division, your hometown Vikings are an absolute mess.
Oh, gosh.
Everything depends on Murray and Chet.
It's going to be ugly.
Do you want me to call my boy Zach in Arizona and have him?
I love how ugly it is.
Yeah, have him tell you how great that is. And the Packers, as deep as they are, you got to remember their best player on defense and the team is injured and will not be back in Micah Parsons.
You got to wonder
and the Bears got worse.
And what's he going to have when he gets back?
Chet,
the Bears lost people. The Bears had to deal with some adversity, and I'll be curious to see how they do that. It doesn't sound like things are copacetic there in the front office and the head coaching office.
Well, they lost their center, Drew Dahlman, to retirement. They drafted a stud from Iowa to replace him, but there is some definite discord because Ben Johnson wants toys to play with, Chet. and the defense needed to be rebuilt. They lost both safeties. They lost a nickelback. They lost their middle linebacker, and their defensive line is a mess.
They got some holes. Yeah, they got some holes. That defense is going to be interesting next year. All right, Lions fans, that is the draft coverage. Carl likes what we had to say today. You can hear him in the background. Draft coverage, those are your 7 picks. We'll talk further as the season progresses, as OTAs progress, as the offseason goes along here. We'll see what we have as guys get signed. I can't wait for September already or August. Until then, go Lions.